Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody.
Hi guys.
How are you today?
Yeah, thank you. How are you guys?
Always good, always good.
Haven't
So
seen you in ages, right?
it feels like years. At least we're out of lockdown. And
Yay.
from Thursday and Friday, we went back to school.
Yes.
And we deeply, deeply apologize for last week. But last week we had some technical issues with Gremlins that really grabbed up everything. So it just became a no-go. So for those who are waiting and watching and those who didn't see a replay or anything like that, our most profuse apologies. Sometimes things are just not in our hands as such. But we promise to be back every Sunday at 12 o'clock South African time and 5 o'clock Cambodian time. And yeah, we are. And today we'll talk about what we were going to talk about last week. But I think a big shout out to everybody's mommies today.
Oh, yeah.
To say Happy Mother's Day, everybody's mommies and all the mommies there and mommies to be and mommies who want to be and mommies who don't know that they're mommies yet and will find out tomorrow and all those wonderful things. But yes, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Today, I think, is internationally, is Mother's Day.
Yeah. International.
Yeah, so all over the world, Cambodia, South Africa, Europe, wherever, Australia, Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And yes, I hope you were spoiled rotten in the process as well.
Yes.
Us, we cannot complain. The mothers spoilt us. Very much so indeed. But otherwise, it's been a good day. It's just been freakingly hot again still. It is Cambodia's hot months, unfortunately. We don't know what winter is. So when we have hot months, we have super, super hot months. And Niels, I think we were talking the other day, saying that it is the hottest in April, May, and sometimes some June as well.
Yeah. April, May, June is generally your hottest time. It starts cooling down to more towards what is known as in the northern hemisphere as summer. It starts to get a little bit cooler again. It starts to get a little bit more livable.
We're so close to the equator, we don't know what it is to become livable practically. But at the moment, it's rise of the machines because it's only air cons running at the moment. Most definitely so.
Rise of the machines and rise of the bills.
Yeah, rise of the bills as well. Yeah, because the electricity bill rises something phenomenally too with these air conditioners that run consistently. But without them, I don't think we would quite cope very well because it is just, I mean, if you're looking at your coldest point in 3 o'clock in the morning, I think it's 27 degrees or something like that. And that's your coldest. Yeah, and that's what the actual temperature says. It's not what the feel and the humidity is like. The feel and the humidity is even higher than that. And then we do the climb, which is absolutely horrendous. But yeah, we seem to be making it, and we seem to be happily getting through and along with it as such. The lockdown finished on Wednesday night. And from Thursday and Friday, the teachers could go back to school. Unfortunately, our students are still at home, but we're still doing online teaching, which we're kind of becoming really, really good at the moment. And sadly, I do believe it's very much maybe a way going for quite a while in the future, still depending on how things go in Cambodia as such. However, we do hope and pray that it will be sooner than later that everyone can come back to school and we can try and look at living a bit more of a normal life, because we still have curfew from 8 o'clock in the evening till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
So that's still up, and we have all the restaurants closed still, no liquor sales. And that's sad, because there's a lot of people who work in the restaurant business and own restaurants and rely on that for income. So yeah, very sad, very hard, very, very tough. So we're also just holding on for dear lives onto what we've got at the moment. Fortunately, it is still there. Last week, well, not this past one, the week before, we had a very short week because we had no school on the Monday, and then on the Friday was the Royal Ploughing Day. And this week's also a short week because on Friday is the King's birthday.
Yes.
And I don't know if the ladies apparently are going to be streaming next week, and they're going to be doing either Kumai outfits or the King's birthday or the King's Kumai outfits on his birthday. I don't know. We're leaving it to a surprise.
We'll do comparing the Cambodian king's birthday to the foreigner living in Cambodia's birthday. Having a decent comparison between the two.
Well,
I
we felt
remember
like
that when we first got to Cambodia, the first year we came here, we came before my birthday as well. And I had holiday. At that time, we still had 3 days of holiday for the king's birthday. And I enjoyed it so much because Niels's birthday falls under my New Year, and my birthday fell under the king's birthday holiday. So we both had like a month out of each other on our birthdays. We had a solid holiday for 3 days, long weekend. Chill it out. Then they moved it to 1 day only. So now it's holiday, long weekend, my birthday. Okay, go back to work. You can go back to work now on your birthday.
You know what? The sad thing is, go back to work, is such a joyful sound to hear. Because
well, I'm currently still teaching from home, so I haven't had the privilege to have the interaction at school on the Zoom yet. Like you guys go to school and actually teach from school. I still sit at my house and in my living room teaching the kids right here where I'm currently sitting, not going a few steps out of the door, even just staying in my little cubicle and doing my thing. So hopefully that changes as well soon.
we're hoping and praying that all changes as well as we go along. And looking forward to the changes as we go along. But talking about kings and kings' birthdays, we felt like kings today having our friends back again this weekend, because the last 3 weekends have been rather daunting, not being able to just get together for a good braai or a pudding. Hey, Divan?
A pudding, a pudding.
I don't want to sound rude, but can you please introduce us to the lovely young lady sitting next to you, because it's not the same one that we remember.
Yeah, no, I traded her in for a new pretty one. Don't you think she looks beautiful? Thank you very much, Ilandi, for the hairdo. It's very, very chuffed with it as such, and I think her students are going to be most impressed as well.
Teacher, they're going to ask me lots of questions tomorrow.
Teacher, what happened to your hair? Did you color it with a marker?
Where are you going to color your hair?
These students, they do not miss a thing. I'm telling you, if they see something on their screens that doesn't look normal like they used to, you get questioned immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Right, before we carry on any further, do remember to please like and subscribe to this videos, to our channel, and like and subscribe, and share the video as well, because it's the only way that we get these streams out and get it amongst everybody. And yes, if there is anything that you would like us to talk about, or if you would like to come on the show to talk about it, doesn't have to be Cambodian, doesn't have to be South African, can be anything. It can be a hobby, it can be an interest, it can be just, if you feel like coming to chat, you're welcome to. Please drop us a line. You can in the comments, or else you can drop us a mail at motleymix2020@gmail.com, and we will be more than happy to accommodate you as we go along. But yeah, most of all, please don't forget, like and subscribe as well. We would be, there we go, that one, most chuffed. Okay, so last weekend we were actually wanting to tell you about the Friday public holiday that we had off. And the Friday public holiday was, I don't think it's solely Cambodian. I think there's some.
Cambodian holiday?
Yeah, no, it's not solely Cambodian. A lot of Asian countries celebrate the Royal Ploughing Day because it is a tradition in Asia that they celebrate. So it's not just in Cambodia.
So yeah, we wanted to talk about the Royal Ploughing Day, and thank you very much, Ilandi, for the absolutely beautiful PowerPoint that you put together that we are able to share with everyone today, to tell them a little bit more about a yearly occasion that is celebrated, but it is very much celebrated in Cambodia and still carries the weight of a public holiday as well, and that is the Royal Ploughing Ceremony, actually, and Royal Ploughing Ceremony Day as such. And that is actually a beautiful, is it rice paddies there?
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful picture. Love the opening there. It is absolutely stunning. We should actually get it onto the Facebook page as well, I think. That's really nicely put together. Okay, I think that's number one.
Yes.
Yeah, number one there. So, what is the Royal Ploughing Ceremony in Cambodia? Ilandi, I think you've taken a lot of research now. I don't know if you can read it, if you want me to read it, or if you can read it.
I think you can read this one because the small letters is
I
a
can do
little
that.
bit. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what is the Royal Ploughing Ceremony in Cambodia? Mid to late May. We usually have it in the early middle May. Marks the beginning of the rainy season and the rice planting season. At the time of the year, an ancient tradition that is still celebrated in Cambodia as an especially important festival, the Royal Ploughing Ceremony. The date varies every year as the festival celebration follows the lunar calendar and depends on the phases of the moon of May. This year it was celebrated on Friday, 30th April. I'm not sure if that is correct though.
Yes,
I
it
think
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
okay. So the celebration is aimed at favoring rains and good crops for the whole kingdom. So,
Super.
so basically, just to give like a little information about it, it's literally the celebration that they use to open up rice planting season. Cambodians believe that you can't plant your rice if the ceremony is not finished. You don't plant it before the ceremony. You wait for them because in the ceremony, as we will talk a little bit later, the traditions and the beliefs that they have is what will tell them what the weather would be like. And if they don't plant it in a certain weather condition, it will be a bad luck or a bad year for crops or rice in this case.
I
So
was about to say, isn't it all crops?
as far as I know, it is all crops, but mainly rice because of the amount of rice fields and so forth that they have in the Asian part of the world.
All right.
Okay. Let me get onto that side, then I can do this one. I'll bring it up for you now. There we go.
Okay, so what happens during the ploughing ceremony? Traditionally, the king or someone assigned in his place, that is called the Sadak Mek, begins ploughing a field with two royal oxen. At the same time, two others sow the field with rice seeds. The part of the ceremony symbolizes the start of the rainy season and wishes a successful harvest for the king's people. So basically, what they do is they symbolize, as you can see on the photo, there's like a little block of sand that goes around the grass area, and that symbolizes the rice fields where they are going to plant the rice seeds. So it's just a symbolization of it. It's not actually getting planted and wanting it to grow because it's not going to grow. It's just normal sand. But it's the whole symbolizing of how the farmer puts in the work to do it by himself. If he plants it, you see the work and the time and the effort that goes into the the actual farming of the rice crop. That's why it symbolizes the king or the person playing as instead of the king. They symbolize it to show the people how it works and what happens during the planting season in Cambodia or in Asian countries that celebrate the ploughing festival or the ceremony.
I just want to go back to something on the previous slide that you also said. I don't think they said which. Yeah, that one. What was interesting, and I actually meant to bring it up over here, is it doesn't come at a certain date. It is in May, but it works on a lunar calendar. So it's on a certain phase of the moon that they celebrate it. So it's not like, well, on the 30th of April every month as such. It is on different months.
I
yes,
think
yes, chap as well.
last year it was in the beginning of May.
Here we go.
It was the 1st or the 2nd of May.
Cameron just also put in there, it's just a visual representation. Yes, as you were saying, it's a visual representation of the ceremony is a very visual representation of the ploughing and the sowing of the seeds and that. Yeah, they don't physically go and plow up the place and sow it. So basically, on the lunar time, on the certain lunar time, they actually get 2 royal oxen to actually go on that like little athletics track over there. No, I'm kidding. That little ground track there. And
It's more than 2, but it's 2 by 2. So 2 of the same color and of the same breed with on one ploughing mechanism, machine, hand ploughing thing, plower.
Okay. Let me just see.
But you'll see there's other photos as well later during the thing. Okay, so the husband called the Sadak Mek. I don't know, Sophia, am I saying it correct?
It does.
Okay, so he sits on a royal litter carried by 6 men, and he is covered with an elegant umbrella. As far as the research goes, I did not find a lot of other ceremonies that include this specific type of, they call it the elegant umbrella. It's an umbrella specifically designed for the guy in the ceremony. And as far as the photos on the internet goes as well, it's all of the umbrellas as a similar representation to the clothes that the guy or the Sadak Mek is actually wearing. So yeah, so it's a contrasting color to bring out the actual person.
I just want to see something. I actually want to go back because before I ask a stupid question, who's the Sadak Mek?
Okay, so the Sadak Mek is usually the guy that they choose a man and a woman to represent
king or someone assigned,
the king and queen during the ceremony. So this is a husband and wife that was chosen to represent the king. So they're not famous or they're not royalty by themselves, but they got chosen to represent the royal family during the ceremony.
Yeah, because I see on your last slide it says traditionally the king or someone assigned in his place called the Sadak Mek. So yeah, so if it's not the king, the person who is assigned in his place is called the Sadak Mek as a representation of nobility, I'm assuming. Please, somebody stop me because I'm running on assumption, if I'm doing anything wrong. Because he's like representing maybe the farmer or the father of the sowing and that, and then you've got 2 royal cattle, and they plow this royal field, or symbolically, and
the guy on the chair on the photo represents the king. So
the what? The king, yeah.
The king. So during the ceremony, they see him as the king because for some reason maybe the king attended the ceremony, but he was as a spectator next to the field or as a VIP there instead of sitting on the chair. But like on this exact or on the specific one on the video that they shows, you can actually see there's a video on YouTube that Cambodian tourist company posted as well in regards to this. And on that video, there is actually royalty sitting on the benches as VIP spectators and not being on the litter.
Something else I wanted to say is the ceremony isn't just one ceremony in a country. It's not like you've all got to come to the capital city to see the ceremony. The ceremonies are held in different cities. So, like, for instance, Phnom Penh will have a Royal Ploughing Ceremony, but it'll also be in Siem Reap, Sihanoukville, Batabang, and in different provinces, different cities. Probably not every little town in that, but in most big cities and big towns and that in Cambodia and probably anywhere else in Asia where it is celebrated, they have this ceremony. It's not just one single ceremony in the capital, if I'm correct in saying so.
Yes. And I think that is also a big reason for them choosing someone to represent the king, because obviously the king can't be at all 10 or whatever ceremonies in one day. He can't make all of it. So okay, then during the ceremony, Cambodian farmers sit anxiously and wait to find out what the weather predictions will be for the coming year. So that is like the reason behind the whole ceremony. It's to determine the weather predictions for the rainy season, to know whether you will have a good crop or a bad crop of grains or rice or whatever you're planting. So the photo that I specifically chose to show the farmers in the background waiting, the spectators. That's usually the farmers waiting for the claim to be made of what type of weather prediction they have for the coming year.
The outcome, yeah. What I do love about this picture is that you've chosen for Yari is it really, you can see the umbrella, I think over here. I don't know if you can see the mouse. That's the special umbrella. I don't know which one's the Samdek there, whatever. But I love the traditional clothing and the decoration. If you take a look, even the oxen or the cows or bulls, whatever, are dressed up traditionally and royally, and the farmers or the guys leading them and the ladies walking on are all beautifully done in absolute royal tradition dress, traditional Cambodian dress over here, which is really, really wonderful. You can see they actually take to their roots with tradition, and we've seen that numerously on different public holidays and ceremonies and festivals which are celebrated.
Yes. Sophia, if you can just quickly help me, what do they call the wife of the Sadak Nek?
The Sadak Nek's wife.
We call Minh Hua.
Minh Hua. I saw that they did say something on the internet about that, but I didn't use it. So the umbrella that they have there, it is the one that is covering her from the sun. She is the lady in the back with the formal traditional Khmer with the yellow top and that one.
Yeah, that's
the other ones are either family members or part of the entourage that will.
And I believe it's actually her and her entourage that is scattering the rice.
Yes, we will get to there with the.
You're jumping the gun, Niels.
It's Ilandi's
this photo is on a practicing ground, I think, because there's no spectators also. But the ceremony lasts 3 laps, and what they mean with 3 laps, the circle, it looks like an athletic field that you can see that makes like a little oval there. That is the 3 laps that they talk about. So the whole entourage with the oxen and everything goes around that 3 times for the spectators to see while this ceremony takes place. So that's literally what the ceremony consists of: is this part and then the ending part, and the party, if I can say it like that. Not to be rude, but the celebration afterwards with celebrating together. And this represents the actual field that the sand path that they're following, as we saw on one of the first photos where they had the little sand path there as well.
I think it might be the real one, because if you take a look in the tents over here, there's a whole lot of people sitting there, and I think it's just out of the sun, and they don't have a It's probably just on a field, and it's not got pavilions and that. So there you can see a whole lot of people there as well, because they're in traditional dress and all the traditions are done. It makes me wonder what it was like this year. Unfortunately, we couldn't go anywhere because there was lockdown. So number one, well, not in all the cities in Phnom Penh in Cambodia were on lockdown, but definitely Phnom Penh, Sihanoukville, and Kandal province were under lockdown. And so I wonder how that went, and if it went off, and if they just relied on the others, or if it went ahead without anybody present.
Because it looks like quite a big group of people that are needed for it to work.
Here's a big one.
Yes. So this is during the ceremony after the Sadakmiak was brought in the first lap on the field. They give him the plow. So the Sadakmiak pushes the plow from the middle of the herd, where the rest of his entourage walks in the front or behind him. On one of the previous photos, it was visible that there's two groups of oxen on the photo, and yes, that one. So that is like there's three different groups of them, and he is in the middle of it. So he pushes the plow, and then the entourage is in the front and at the back. So he's forming the center point of.
There we can see his special umbrella again as well. Also very well traditionally dressed, and it looks like quite a royal ceremony with guards and everything, and that over there as well. It's really held in high regard, yeah, I must say. Definitely as such.
Okay, so this is the wife. Sophia, can you please say the name again?
Mehur.
Mehur.
Yeah.
So after the Sadakmiak plows the sand in front of the entourage, then behind him his wife walks laying down the seeds. So that represents then actually putting the seeds in the ground after plowing the ground.
The basically the planting of the crops.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's done by the wife.
Was a good season last year, if I take it. Okay, don't worry. Okay. But also most beautiful, once again, the outfits and everything there. Very nice. And this is quite probably what everybody's holding their breath for, hey?
Yes, this is the most interesting. So I'm going to quickly read through it, and then I want Sophia to just explain a little bit more. So after the rounds are complete, the oxen get freed from their harnesses, and they are then led to 7 trays. These trays contain rice, corn, sesame seeds, beans, grass, water, and wine. The oxen is allowed to eat from any of the trays, and depending on their choice, the Cambodian people believe that they can predict the weather of the coming year for the harvest. So obviously, it's everyone that celebrates this ceremony, and not only Cambodian people. I just did my research on the Cambodian people, so that's the choice of words. But Sophia, I want you to please explain to us the rice and corn and sesame seeds, beans, grass, water, and wine. What does each of that grains and fluids mean?
I'm assuming that's in those little dishes in front of the oxen there.
Yeah, there are seven food that they use for the royal oxen to predict. So for the meaning of that 7 like rice, if the red royal oxen eats most of the rice, so we gonna see that this year it might be good for the rice harvest.
Okay, so that means that it's good for the people planting rice.
Yeah, and for the grain like corn, like sesame seed and bean, it's we're gonna know that it's gonna be good harvest for the grain.
Okay, so basically each grain represents what is going to be planted.
Yeah, if example the they eat corn. So this year they have there's a lot of corn harvest. That can be good. We
Oh,
can earn much money from the corn, and we not we can see we can find every all the corn in every season, even dry season or rainy season.
oh, okay. So what
Yeah.
happens if the oxen eat more than one?
If the most of if the oxen eat more than one, they're gonna uh, let the oxen try it again, and then they're gonna see which one is the most that the oxen eat. So they gonna predict about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I didn't know that if they ate more that they get like a retry.
oh yeah, and if the oxen, the royal oxen eat the grass, it's there might be the like we call the spread by us the animal disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
So if they eat the grass, it means it's going to be bad for and harmful to the animal.
yeah, it's gonna be bad, and the farmer gonna be worried about that. And let's turn to the water. If they drink the water this year, there may be heavy raining.
Oh.
Okay, so water means heavy rains. What do you? Does anyone know what 7 items are in the 7 dishes?
We have
Rice,
rice, corn, sesame seed, beans, grass, water, and wine. And let's look at let's see about the wine. If they drink the wine, there's maybe a lot of criminal, rubber, and a lot of criminal for the whole
That will
year.
be bad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, that
Yeah,
doesn't sound like a good season. Sounds, yeah. Well, let's hope that. Well, I hope they eat a lot of the rice because that is Cambodia's main export. So over here, let's hope they go for the rice, and let's hope they go for the water because they need the water for the rice, and the corn and that. Okay, but they
Sorry,
need to
another
avoid the
question.
grass and the wine.
Yes. Another question I wanted to ask you, is the grains cooked or is it raw?
Raw,
Raw grain.
yeah, raw, not cooked.
But I
I'm
don't
just
think they
asking
could.
for the interested fact about it.
I don't think they could have gone for wine now, seeing as there's an alcohol ban. They didn't have the choice.
They gave them non-alcoholic flying fish, or
Well, it
what
was
do they
donated.
tell here that's not alcoholic?
It was donated, so technically speaking, it wasn't sold.
Right.
Yeah, this is just some photos that I
And some-
posted to share a little bit more about the ceremony.
Yeah, once again, that's really, really beautiful. You can see the what's his what's the dude's
Like me.
That's
yeah, the umbrella there doing the plowing over there, and once again, and as you can see the decorations and that, and it's definitely Cambodian one. This because I was going to say, is this Cambodian one? But there's the flags and everything.
All the photos that I used is from Cambodia.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm assuming the one in the red is the wife, because she's the only one wearing red.
No, well,
No,
there's
I
one
think-
with green over there.
No, these aren't this is not the wife. This is part of the ceremony.
Yeah, but it can be the wife because there's the umbrella. Huh?
She doesn't have rice though. Looks like she's got flowers there.
Sophia, is that like people that walk with them, or is that like the wife?
For me, for related to the dress, it's not in Cambodia. It can be Laos or it can be Thailand.
Oh.
Yeah, because we don't have the kind of that dress, and we don't have the flower that they have to carry like that. So I'm a little bit not sure about that because our country does not have that.
Could be Thailand.
Yeah, it's can be Thailand or Laos or Phuket.
And I suppose the gents over there are carrying the seven dishes.
What was the 7 dishes at the auction?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm saying it
I'm not
looks
sure.
like it. I know no one knows, but I mean, it just looks like they're carrying around the.
I just chose these two because it shows the male dressing.
Yeah, the beautiful outfits that they have. Yeah.
for our country we use only the jasmine flower, and while the that mean
Yeah,
walk
no, I think
around
quite
3
interestingly,
times,
is,
throw the jasmine flower on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they might do the same as Cambodia, but just a lot. The way that they put the flower is a lot. Or
That's
that's
definitely
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
yeah,
Yeah, this is Cambodia.
Yeah, because in the background, that is currently the. Let me get to there. That's currently the king over there, and that is the king's father, who's passed away because there's that little black ribbon over there, and that's the king's mother who is still alive as well. And then once again in traditional outfit, it's beautiful, and then the oxen traditional dress that they put on them as well.
Sophia, the hat that they're wearing on the photos, the hat with the pointy tips, is that specifically for the ploughing ceremony or is that for any ceremony?
no, for in general, but that's just you for the the royal of the relative of the royal, and especially for the people who live in royal high.
Okay.
For any ceremony like a water festival, like a Khmer New Year, or like a independent monument ceremony, they wear that also.
So basically, what you're saying is if you see someone with that hat, they are either a royal family or live in the palace.
Yeah.
Where can I get that hat?
Divan.
Divan just wants to put an orange on top.
You can next slide you can born in the royal relative, so you can have it.
Divan,
And
you have to die. You have to die first, so I won't suggest that.
Okay, well, there we have it, guys. The royal ceremony, wrapped into a nutshell, is royal ploughing ceremonies with the two royal cattle and a representative of the king goes around in the middle and plows a set path, and then they put down 7. And I know I'm leaving out a lot of detail that you put in there, but they then. Sorry, I was mixing something on the screen. They plow a set path, and then the lady or the wife goes behind sowing the seeds, and then they put 7 dishes of different crops in front of the oxen, and then what the oxen eat the most of basically determines what the weather and conditions for the following year is going to be like, whether there's going to be good conditions for planting your rice or corn crops, whether there are going to be droughts or a lot of rain, or if there's going to be animal sickness or anything to that effect as well. And I think people hold it quite true to its nature over here as well. But once again, it's just another, not just another, it is another tradition, which I think is really, really nice that we kind of have here is they take their public holiday traditions pretty seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just another day off. It means something.
Yeah, and I think what's also quite relevant on it is that I think many farmers here actually still do plow with oxen, because if you think of a tractor in South Africa, you're looking at a 4-wheel drive big wheeled vehicle, whereas a tractor here, you can imagine a wheelbarrow with an engine in the bin area, and you attach something, you attach your plow to it. That is known as a tractor over here. So it isn't a tractor that you can sit on. You can sit if you've got a trailer on it or your plow on it, you can actually sit on the plow part, and you just control it by the sticks, the loading sticks at the back. So they use that in some cases, but I think in many cases they still actually plow the traditional way with their oxen and their plows. And buffalo as well. I think they use that buffalo also for
water buffalo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we took the train to Kampot when we went on holiday a year or so ago, when you pass the rice field, because the train goes through a lot of rice fields on the railing path, and you can literally see like the water buffaloes and the oxen in the grasslands. Like every 10 or so meters, there's something else that's waiting there for the farmer to come and attach them to the plow. So there's water buffalo and oxen left, right, and center on the rice fields.
No, I haven't seen any, but then again, I'm not that well traveled in Cambodia yet. I mean, as we started wanting to travel around, we ended up with COVID becoming quite a problem and not being able to move around. So, but I still haven't seen any like massive plantation type of high-tech plantation type of things. As Neil said, it's very much people doing a lot of manual labor still and working really, really hard, and coming home with blistered hands and things like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anything else from anyone else at the moment?
No, I think that's what we can say about the Royal Ploughing Ceremony. All the info.
It was Elandi's show today.
Yeah.
Quick and easy. We're not going to run around and excuse me, and harp all over. That's what we have brought for today. Thank you very much again, Elandi, for putting that beautiful slideshow together. It was really nice and much appreciated. Keep watching. I'm not going to talk about what we're watching, because we'll talk about that one day when we absolutely run out of everything again. We were talking today that when we were able to get out and about again, we'd like to do maybe a live shoot from in town somewhere at this time, maybe at taking a look a little bit more street food and markets and places like that. As soon as we can move. At the moment, even though we are able to go to work and back, it is still very, very limited as such.
Yeah, you can't even go into the supermarkets without being scanned, and you can only go a certain amount of people into the supermarket. So it's still very much out there.
Ivan, any last words from you?
Nay.
Sophia, last words.
No, just say thank you for watching, everyone, and please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
There you go, Sophia.
Please like and subscribe.
Niels.
I'm starting to get worried. You asking any last words? Are you going to pull out an axe here? Is it time for execution?
No, I'm going to tell you what was in the pudding now. And then Ilandi.
I see that there's a comment that just came up that says that was really informative and interesting, that I was able to watch it. So Cameron, thank you so much for watching, joining the show with us.
Good stuff.
We are glad that
every Sunday. Every Sunday, same time, same place.
Yes, we are here every day or every Sunday at the same time, same place, not going anywhere. So thank you for watching.
Super.
And then everyone
Thanks, Cameron.
else, watching the restream as well, watching with us live on Facebook, that we can't see all of them as well. Thank you so much for watching and supporting, and we will get you next week.
Yes, only ladies show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the ladies are going to do. Guys, we're going to have to work on bringing up the reviews again the week after that when the ladies tank the show. No, I'm kidding.
You can put another comment there.
Yes.
Well, we keep on trying. I know there's another public holiday, as I said, is the King's birthday, and the ladies are desperately wanting to take anything into line. And, shame. Sadly, Cameron says he's at work at this time, but COVID has you closed. Yes, I know it is absolutely devastating. He's
in Vietnam.
In Vietnam. Okay.
That's nice.
But yeah, COVID is really putting a lot of pressure on many people, many companies, many businesses, many countries, and we wish them all well, holding fingers and toes and thumbs and everything else as well. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Have a good day further. Be good. Ring the bell. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Bye. See you next week.